You ready?
This time it's part 1 of our motorcycle tour of northern France. Now there's no doubt about the worst part of riding through Europe is getting there, especially if you live in the middle of England, because you're travelling down the M6 and down the major motorway links, around London on the M25 and then south onwards towards the boats. And what this basically means is you're going to encounter traffic, lots and lots of traffic. And in that traffic you'll find the odd one or two total psychopaths, because the standard of British driving, as you soon find if you try to tour through Britain, is bloody awful. There's no other way of putting it. There are some complete psychos who will try and drive you from your machine. And in this case, we really do mean you, the orange delivery van driver, who deliberately tried to push me off the road twice. But psychotic drivers notwithstanding, we did eventually find our way to Dover and the ferry terminal, where we planned to stay overnight just away from the terminal and a hotel before we got on the boat first thing in the morning.
Can't remember now.
So we find ourselves in Dover. Now if you've seen the title of this video, it's pretty obvious where we are, so we're going to surprise you, and you can tell where we're going because we're going to northern France. We're going to spend a few days there visiting Normandy and some of the sites. It's not just going to be about the military graveyards and things like that. There'll be other places too, because we've got girls with us, and girls don't just want to look at tanks.
No, Monet's gardens.
Monet. So here we go. We've got to get ready to sail very soon, and we're destined to the boat, and then away we go.
Hey, great.
And a ride down yesterday, horrible.
Horrible.
Usual
Long.
horrible. Yeah, long ride down yesterday.
Busy.
Terrible traffic. The usual really riding through Britain. Whenever you go to Europe, riding through Britain is always the worst part. Let's go.
Well, somebody messed with the boarding passes and I've got to rush to the boat.
Yes indeed, Deb, our tour guide Barbie for the trip, had misread the ticket. Because what she'd understand as the time boarding actually starts was near the time the boarding actually finished. And the queue was bloody massive.
These are all in the same position.
You don't know what's sailing there on?
Hey?
You don't know what's sailing there on the motor. So apparently Brexit was freedom there apparently, but it's the freedom to sit in a big queue because passport takes longer. Who would have predicted that? Oh wait, I did. About 5 years ago when they were talking about it. Yeah, so well done everybody. Well done the people of Britain.
I'm not in the screen.
I'm not looking at you. There's a bunch on the screen. It's the queue. How much has the queue moved in the last 10 minutes?
Nothing.
It hasn't moved, has it? At all. So, bloody brilliant.
Now usually we like to get there super early. But on this occasion, we got on the boat, and as we were sitting down, the thing pulled out. That is the nearest we've ever got to missing the boat. But made it we did, so time to get some breakfast, have a sit down and a rest before we get off again. Right, time to get off the boat. Now in all fairness, the delays in getting on the boat weren't caused by the French, as many people will tell you. In fact, it was getting through British customs that caused all the problems. And getting off the boat, dear friend, was simplicity itself. They simply let everybody roll out. There was no real checks. They didn't bother with bikes because we're probably more trouble than it's worth. And so off we went onto the road system of northern France, eventually. this trip we have made a very deliberate decision to avoid dual carriageways and motorways as much as possible. So we found ourselves trawling through the middle of Calais, somewhere that actually most people rarely visit. And certainly the bit we went through is pretty nice actually, as you can see. And it's a shame really, because most people simply blast out of Calais on into the rest of France without taking a second thought of what the town itself is actually like. But certainly the bit we went through here was pretty nice. A couple of hours down the road and it's time for a comfort stop. Well, actually that was sort of lunch come toilet break, as we like to call it in the UK. Although of course I am aware that some American viewers might find the use of the word toilet a little bit uncomfortable. You weirdos.
What? You're alright, nearly there. Going. Or do you want to take over after this? You're alright, you're clear, go straight on. Alright. Okie dokie.
Don't worry, I'm not actually talking to myself, or even my spirit guide. Myself and Deb tend to use intercoms and then run at the front of the back of the group. And we're both fitted with GPSs, so we can switch around without any problems. Tom we tend to sit in the middle, because he's just a troublemaker. I have to say, these roads today were absolutely gorgeous. Great place to pull over and have a stop. We stopped over here incidentally and found ourselves a great lunch. To be honest, we have no idea where we were. We just pulled over in a small village, thought that looks nice, and stopped to get a cup of tea. And then we found that actually the food looked really nice, so we stayed and ate. Because doing spontaneous stuff like that is what these kind of bike trips is all about. Eventually we would arrive at the cottage that would be our home for the next week, and very nice and conveniently placed it was too, being just a few miles outside of Bayeux. Well, good morning. We've arrived in Normandy.
After a very long ride.
It was a hell of a long ride. It's a surprising distance actually, from the ferry in Calais to Normandy.
And we chose not to go on the motorways and just sample all the village life.
It was very nice actually. I think you do get
Beautiful.
lovely country views, nice twisty roads, so it's good riding, but very long riding, so you have to take that into account should you choose to come. Light day today. We'll visit a few sites. I mean, over the next few days we're going to visit probably most of the more touristy things. We'll go to Bayeux, various of the war sites. We'll definitely be going to Mont Saint-Michel as well, so a lot of the sort of touristy things. We'll go here for a week before we move on to Paris. But look forward to it. But, we need a rest day.
Definitely.